Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Yesterday we did some numerical expressions with more than one operation. Today you're going to have an activity, a team activity, an activity with 2 or 3 people. Yay! Do you want to be my partner? Oh, it's so sad because I'm picking the partner. Actually, I'm not picking them. Team Shake is picking them because...
You paid $1.994 and you want to get your brother more.
See? All right, so I'm going to show you 4 more problems today. Hopefully for those of you that pay attention or have any sense at all, these will help you as you work through. Remember, as I go through these problems, I start at the top and I ask myself, self, does it have grouping symbols? Self, does it have multiply and divide? Every step of the way. I show every step of the way. Because your teacher is not going to help you if you come up to me and go, how come the answer is 3 and I got 695? And you don't show me any work. The only thing your teacher will say then is you're a knucklehead and you don't follow directions. I can't tell where you got it wrong, but that's what will happen. All right, let's start with this problem here. 10, subtract the product of 2 and 4 plus 12. I go over here to my list. I ask myself, self, does it have any grouping symbols?
Yes.
Myself says, yes. It has 4 times 2. I solved that. I'm done with that grouping symbol because that's all we had there. So now I write down everything I had here. I go over and ask myself, self, any other grouping symbols?
No.
I ask myself, self, is there any multiplication or division?
No.
I ask myself, self, any addition or subtraction?
Yes.
I work them from left to right. That is why I don't say PEMDAS. Because PEMDAS makes it sound like you always do addition before subtraction, and that's not right. Only people that want to be kicked in the shin do addition before subtraction or don't work them from left to right. I mean, that's a fact. All right, so I have addition and subtraction from left to right. I do 10 minus 8 is 2. I bring down my next step.
But I don't need to bring it down. It's so much easier if I just do it.
My final step, I get 14. So this is, if it says evaluate, if it says solve, as it says, what's the value of this expression? Because I know they ask it a bunch of different ways because, I don't know, they're dumb and they can't remember the word they used the first time. So you may see it said those different ways. All right, second problem. I'm looking at and I ask myself, self, are there any grouping symbols? Myself says no. I ask myself, self, is there any multiplication and division? Yes, there is, and whatever ones there are, I work from left to right. And so I have 35 divided by 7, which is 5, myself says. I bring down what I haven't used. Now I only have addition,
19.
and so I get 19.
Yay.
I'm going to tell you right now what is going to happen, because some of you are so hard-headed, you're going to try and do it without showing every step. You're going to try and do it just one line without working things out, and then you're going to come up to me and you're going to go, 49 can't be divided by 5. How did that work? I'm going to say, because you didn't do it right. If you'd have done it the right way, then it wouldn't have been 49 divided by 5. Not evenly. And none of these problems that we're doing, these expressions, are going to have decimals or remainders. They may have decimals, but they're not going to have remainders or anything of that crazy. All right, the next problem. Oh, I left my problems written back here. Please forgive me. Brantley! Put that away, please. If you weren't wrestling with Maxwell, then you probably would already be done with that. I wasn't talking to you. All right, so now we have 14 plus, inside my brackets, we have 2 times 5, and that is in parentheses. And we have plus, in parentheses, 3 times 8. And that's the end of the brackets. So I go and I ask myself, self, are there any grouping symbols? Yes, we have brackets and we have parentheses. Since we have that, we're going to work it each step at a time. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 3 times 8 is 24. I have 14, plus, I haven't finished this. So I still do that first. It wouldn't change anything in this problem, but I'm still doing it first because, I would still get the same answer. No, it wouldn't change anything. I'd still get the same answer. I ask myself, sum of 10 and 24 is? 34 is what myself says. And then I have just one operation. I do 14 plus 34 is? 48. Myself is smart, and I must be bipolar because I hear lots of other voices when I say so. It's cray cray. He's cray cray. Brantley's annoying.
It's all your fault.
Now we have 5 brackets. Inside we have 2 times 5. And we have plus. Oh, I'm doing the same problem again. Nobody wants me to do that. 5, 8 plus 2. In brackets. Minus 16 minus 9. Parentheses, and we end our brackets there. All right, so when I go ask myself, self, are there any grouping symbols? Myself says yes. I do my grouping symbols. I get 10 minus, I ask myself, self, what is 16 subtract 9? 7 is what myself says. I still have this in the brackets. I still have 5 next to the brackets. Now, because I didn't pay attention yesterday when my teacher told me, what does it mean if 5 writes next to the bracket? Anybody but Brantley? Anybody? Oh, Maxwell. Multiply. So I'm going to multiply 5 by whatever I get, the difference I get of 10 and 7. And 10 and 7 is 3, as myself said from over there. So then I have 5 times 3, and myself says 15. You are going to get them right if you ask yourself self every step of the way. You are going to get them wrong if you rush through it and be crazy and don't ask yourself. So I'm just telling you, you're going to have to ask yourself. Please subscribe. I want to be rich and get out of this, away from these kids.